Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be taking a closer look at the Sudsy Bear Soap Company's Big Woods Buck Hunter Soap. So with that being said, let's get right into the review. Hey guys, so finally taking a closer look at a company known as Sudsy Bear. I just feel like I've been seeing these guys everywhere. You know, I see them on Instagram, I see them on Facebook a lot of times. They've been heavily recommended to me by you guys in the comments, and just one of those things. I just felt that sooner or later I was going to get to them, and the more I looked into them, the more I became intrigued. So basically, I just picked 3 random soaps by them, ones I was interested. I reached out to them, said I was interested, and they told me which ones they told me basically they told me which ones were their best sellers. So I just basically picked those 3. And I'm more than happy to review these. So ultimately, I'm really excited about the ones I chose. I chose the Big Wood Buck Hunter, the Swamp Dweller, and the O4's Pine Tar. These are the ones I'm going to be taking a closer look at. All 3 of these soaps are all natural. They come at 6.25 ounces, so they're actually pretty darn big. And our company, Sudsy Bear, was founded in Florida. That's where they're located at. Our founder, his name is Jacob, and Jacob's mission and the vision of the company all can be found on their About Us page. I'll be sure to leave a link for that for you guys if you're interested in looking at that more. But with that being said, let's go ahead and actually take a closer look at the soap and the packaging, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit about it. So first things first, we have a really simple paper sleeve as our packaging. We have a vintage style of logo here. I would say the logo consists of a bear taking a shower right next to a tree with a little beehive there. Gave me Winnie the Pooh vibes for some reason. I have no idea why, but I just made me think Winnie the Pooh. But I like the Made in America, real big in the bag. That was cool, appreciated that. It's outdoorsman approved, of course. Obviously, you gotta have outdoors approved soap, so that's good. Oh, but the soap itself, gorgeous. Just a gorgeous looking bar of soap, like hello. Like the soap has this really nice brown color with the black swirls, marbling thing going on. It really looks like they scooped up some mud, and the chunks of oatmeal looks like little bits of rocks in there. I wonder if that was all perfectly designed. It's too pretty of a soap for it not to be designed, but I'm just curious if that's what they were going for. It looks like the mud you know, if you had I don't know, at the deer camp, you know. I don't know if you've ever been hunting before, or the fishing camp, whatever. You go in the backyard and, you know, there's your little mud. It looks like that. It really catch the eye, bro. Looks good though. Just a very gorgeous looking bar of soap overall. So there you have it, my friends. That is what the soap and the packaging looks like. Let's move on to the next part of the video where we're gonna go ahead and talk about the ingredients and take a look at all that really cool stuff. So let's move right along. Okay, talking about the ingredients, let's go ahead and post the ingredients on the screen. And as you could probably tell right away, we got a lot of action going on here, man. Now, we may have a lot of ingredients here, but the exciting part of all this is that it's all natural. There's no synthetic fragrances. There's no funny colorings here. There's nothing that's unnatural. This is what an all-natural soap is supposed to be. And it goes to show that you can have a soap that has a complex list of ingredients without necessarily cutting corners, or without any of the funny business, right? And it's interesting because when we look at the oils, most companies will use the sacred trio of oils, right? You have your olive, your coconut, and the last one's changeable, but most companies will go with the palm. But sometimes you'll see like castor or sunflower, but typically there's usually only 3 oils, right, in most soaps. But in this case, Sudsy Bear actually goes with 6. They double that amount, right? We got castor, sunflower, we even got hemp seed oil that goes along with the coconut, the olive, and the palm oil. You got a lot of different oils, so you got a lot of moisturizing action going on here. And look at all the different essential oils we have here as well, from pine needle, cypress, and fir, which, a little foreshadowing, is going to give you a really deep forest smell. But you have a lot of really cool stuff, a lot of all natural ingredients. It's really impressive, really fun and cool to see. Just 2 thumbs up, and it's awesome. So really impressed here. So far, so good. Let's move on to the sniff test, where I'll do my best to describe to you guys what the soap actually smells like. So let's move right along. All right, guys, moving right along to the next portion of the video where we're gonna do a sniff test. And in this portion is basically where I just try to do my best to describe what the soap smells like. So, okay, in the case of the Big Woods Buck Hunter soap, we have a very complex, definitely a more complicated scent than other soaps we smell. This is basically what I would consider a forest-like soap, and my definition of forest soap, this is just me. I categorize forest soaps as soaps that have a culmination of a bunch of different woodsy-like scents that come together to make one ultimate woodsy smell, if that makes sense. For example, if you have a soap that has like a cypress, a pine, an oak, a cedar, etc, 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 right? Where they just come together and they just make a little more of a complicated, more complex, interesting woodsy smell overall. Now granted, these are some of my absolute favorite soaps, period, because they're so versatile and they can go so many different directions. You can do literally almost anything you want with these soaps. You know, right? If you want to add orange and lemon, you can get like a citrusy, more bright soap, right? Or you can go sweet if you add oak and or you know, little vanillas and things like that. You can get a sweeter experience without losing its masculinity, of course. You could go cleaner and fresher if you start adding mints, right? Like peppermints or spearmints and things like that. You don't even have to add anything. Honestly, you could just lean more one way or the other, right? Lean more pine or lean more oak or lean more cedar, and you'll get a totally different experience with that soap as versus if you would lean somewhere in a different direction. Or if you want to, you can even add cinnamon or clove and get like a wood spice going on, right? And or if you want to get exotic and crazy and real sexy, like you can even add bourbons and beers and things like that to get a really crazy smell. Now, I've never seen an IPA. That would be fascinating. I've never seen an IPA woodsy forest soap, so that'd be interesting. But ultimately, the point is that they can be very versatile and they offer you a lot. So I think forest soaps can almost be for anybody depending on what they put in the soap. So it's pretty cool, very fascinating. That's why they're some of my favorite soaps. Now, in the case of the Big Woods Buck Hunter soap, we definitely have a very bright, a very vibrant, more uplifting soap, as the pine is the feature scent here, I believe. Like pine comes out the most, as and that's not really surprising when they have, if you look at the essential oils, that's where our scent is coming from. So our essential oils, we have pine, pine needle, and we even have a pine tar extract. So I think our scents are being derived mostly from the pine. I think this is meant to be a pine soap. I think the idea is to make you feel like you're out at the hunting camp in the pine forest, right? And it does a really good job because it does smell like a pine forest. Or at least do a very good job at that. But I don't think it's very brash or very harsh, because sometimes companies will go too hard with the pine and they can be very strong and harsh on the nose, right? Like you can get some, man, if you're not careful, forget cleaning the sinuses out, bro. It'll fry the front of your brain, you know what I mean? But I think in this case, they do a very good job of balancing it out. That could be from the pine tar itself, and with the fir and the cypress really help balance and bold things out where it's not too abrasive or too harsh on the nose, but really allows it to become a more woodsy-like experience, and which makes for a fascinating, very fascinating scent profile. One that I absolutely enjoy. So the question is, does it smell good? And I'm here to tell you, absolutely, hell yeah. This is by far one of my favorite scent profiles that I have reviewed all year long. I just think the combination of the different woods, because I love cypress, I love fir, and I'm a big fan of pine. When you get pine right for me, dude, sign me up. I'm all for it every day. Now, I will tell you this is not a subtle soap. This is a very aggressive, very powerful scent, and these scents are at full display. Which is interesting because when you first get the soap, at least for me, maybe not for you, but for me, when I first got it, I was, I don't want to say concerned, but I was wondering what the soap smelled like, because I literally couldn't smell it. I couldn't smell it. I was like, okay, A little subtle soap. Okay, cool. I'm a fan. That don't mean nothing to me. That's cool. You know, but I couldn't make out what it smelled like. But dude, I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. I'm dead serious. When I started using the soap, I don't know if I like unleashed it or whatnot, but dude, when I started using it, it was crazy how much scent was being given off by the soap. Even when I wasn't taking a shower, like every time I would go in the shower, not the shower, when I would go in the bathroom, whether that was to just wash my hands or brush my teeth, dude, I kid you not, you could smell the soap. It was like a little air freshener was sitting in the shower. At least a handful of soaps that I have reviewed on this channel that I had a similar experience. Not too many of them, but there's been a couple of them. This isn't the first time I experienced that. But this is definitely one of those where it's like, whoa. And it's not a weird, obnoxious way. It's more like a pleasant, like when you first wake up and you walk in the shower or the bathroom and it's like, oh wow, it's like a really nice vibe. It's got just a nice, fresh, clean pine smell. So ultimately, my friends, that's what the Big Woods Buck Hunter soap smells like. Remember, just think a very deep forest scent profile that leans a little more pine than anything else. It's very bright, it's very vibrant, very uplifting. It's a wonderful soap to wake up to in the morning. So really, this is one of my favorite smelling soaps I have personally reviewed all year long. So with that being said though, let's move on to the next part of the video and let's see how the soap lathers up in the next part of the video. And then we'll come back and do some concluding thoughts. So let's move right along. Alright my friends, welcome back from the lather test, and kind of what I was alluding to earlier with all the different oils, that you were going to get a rich and creamy lather, and that's what we got, and we had a really good lather actually. So it was really good to see that. But let's start wrapping up the video and start doing our concluding thoughts and overall recommendations for this soap. We saw the soap in packaging. We had a very simple vintage style sleeve, and the soap itself was absolutely gorgeous. I really was a big fan of the way the soap looked. So overall presentation was really nice. They also send you a thank you note, which I thought was really cool, really personal, and shows that they care. It's like really nice, like a little handwritten letter that they send you, and thought that was really cool. So a little shout out there. The ingredients were absolutely outstanding. 2 thumbs up there. No, there wasn't even a natural fragrance oil added. Pure essential oils, pure natural ingredients. Everything really checked off. You got more oils than most companies do, even though there was more ingredients than normal than what I'm typically used to. I can't really sit here and say anything was bad or negative. It was just a lot there, real packed in. So essentially, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck here. The overall smell of the soap was absolutely incredible. I am a big fan of these type of soaps. It felt like it really spoke to me, so I may be a little biased here. But for anyone who likes pine and woodsy smells and forest smells, and they have like a vibrant, like a clean, vibrant, almost citrus lemon-like vibe to it. I think you're gonna like this soap. I think you're gonna really like this soap actually. They're gonna come at $9. It's a little more expensive, but it's also a little bigger. This one comes at 6.25 ounces. So it's a little bigger, it's packed with some really awesome ingredients. Performance-wise, this is where it stood out the most for me. Believe it or not, this is where it stood out the most for me. Every time I used it, my skin was left smooth, soft. Forget any like rash or redness or anything like that. My skin was left moisturized. These guys do also offer a subscription-based service, sort of like Dr. Squatch, or in most soap companies now offer some type of subscription monthly or quarterly at this point, where you just choose some, and usually you save 10 to 15%, and that's the case here. You do save 15%. They also have a discount where, like, if it's your first purchase, they'll give you 20% off. So that's something to keep in mind. So if you are interested, I highly recommend you might as well get like 3 soaps from these guys. Pick 3 of them that you really like and then use that coupon. Take advantage of it. That's what I say. But there you have it, my friends. That is the Big Woods Buck Hunter soap by the Sudsy Bear Soap Company. I hope you got some out of this review. I hope that makes your decision. Let me know in the comments below if you are interested, or if you ever heard this company before. What do you think about this company, right? Just let me know in the comments below. I really would want to know what you guys think. Have you ever heard of them before? Things like that. So, but once again, guys, this is Natural Soap Man. It's been a pleasure serving you again with another review. I'll see you next Tuesday with another review. But till then, you guys take care and be safe, and bye-bye.